my first conversation with Claudio was that he didn't want me. so, so yeah, I'm a funny one to ask this. Yeah, it was straightforward. He came in and said, "Look, you said if you can find another club, then you're free to leave." I obviously said no. I was tired of moving. I had a 2-year contract. I got put with the kids. I wasn't with the lads. I wasn't in the first team. And I thought, do you know what? No, I'm going to get my head down. And I remember now because Dewsbury Hall's doing so well now. And I was training with Dewsbury Hall. He was only coming through and etc. etc. And I had respect for the reserve manager as well. And I just wanted to do everything right and not give them an excuse. Or when you get, it's so easy as players to just go, sack it off and blame everyone else. But listen, people make decisions and you can change their minds. And that was what I tried to do. And I never forget the day I got told to go and see him, maybe 8 weeks later, 8 weeks later. And he said, it was just before they played Arsenal. And he said he's loved my attitude and maybe he's made the wrong decision. And he might need me. And I'll never forget that because it takes a big man to admit that as a manager. I think not many managers would do that. And that's why I respect him so much. We lost 5-3 to Arsenal. So obviously we conceded 5 goals. Pulled me in the office and said, you're starting next week against Norwich. And then I never looked back since. So yeah, my experience when Claudio came in at the start wasn't great. But I think that just goes to show that, you don't always have to, and you can change people's minds and get your head down, work. Yeah, if I could have left and won't be sat here now as a Premier League winner, and thankfully I got my head down and I had the right people around me, and it all worked out.
And maybe Leicester wouldn't have won because you played 30 times in the 38-game season. What changed? What happened? At what point in the season did you all suddenly go, oh, well, we're better than everybody. We could actually win this? How does that happen?
Everyone's got their own opinion on when they thought it was going to happen. But for me, I didn't want to believe it. I'll be honest. I was too scared to believe it. It was just the old cliche game by game. I think the City game, when we beat them 3-1, made a lot of my family City fans. So when we beat City at the Etihad, I think we realised, actually, yeah, we were a decent team. But I think for me, it was the West Ham game. I don't know if you remember, with Jamie Vardy got a red card, man, we got to give a penalty away. We're 2-1 down. And Tottenham are playing just after us to hopefully close the gap. And Jeffrey Schlupp won a penalty in the last minute. And Ajoa put the penalty away and we drew 2-2 and it just felt like a win. And then I remember feeling after that was like, no, we can't lose this. So that's how I felt through the journey. So that's my personal opinion, that experience.
What do you think happened to the team? Like, what was it that took you from being a team that to fighting relegation to winning the Premier League in that span of time?
I think belief. I think they just said there the fighting relegation. I think we won 8 of our last 11. And I remember us speaking in pre-season. We were like, well, if we've just been desperate to stay in the league and win 8 in 11, why can't we carry that on? Like with that same, not arrogance, but like that confidence and belief that if we can just outwork teams and then obviously then you've got such special players that, became, Premier League legends in my eyes, and Mahrez and Vardy and Kante. When you've got them 3 that are sort of then go to that next level with us lot around them, and I think it was just a perfect recipe. And I said we went out with no fear and just, yeah, we it was 1 game, 2 games, and eventually we just thought we could beat anybody. And it's just, you don't get that many times in your career. But to walk out of a tunnel thinking, oh yeah, well, we're gonna do you. It was a nice feeling.
You just said you'd go out with no fear. Tell us about the celebrations.
They lasted way too long. Yeah. Obviously, we was all at obviously everyone knows Jamie's house, Vardy's house, and the old, the memorable Tottenham and Chelsea game. And when that left his foot, and we just could see it going in, we just knew, and it was just special, emotional. I can't remember much of that week, to be honest. There was a lot going on. But yeah, I know that we went and played Everton on the Saturday, and we probably drank every day before that. And we actually played well against Everton as well. But just that whole week, I think when you've got a week, you're going to lift a trophy in front of your friends, your family, and the fans. And then you had that whole week to build up. It was honestly, you can't. Nothing beats that.
How did winning that league title change your life, do you think?
I just think when you're a kid and you get to play for your boyhood club, and that's a dream. And then you leave your boyhood club. I don't think you then ever think, "Oh, I'm going to leave Man United and win a Premier League." So that kind of dream goes. Maybe you think, "Oh, I could win a cup, an FA Cup, Carabao Cup." But for a lot of us to actually have a chance to win a Premier League, and we knew it was our only chance as well, by the way, because we're not stupid. But I think it's just to do that, and it's coming up 10 years now, which is scary. But yeah, it's just changed my life in terms of it's I couldn't have asked for any more as a kid. Being able to do that with the team we did it with, the way we did it, with the club that we did it for. And that group of players now, they're like my brothers. We're still in a WhatsApp group, and they're like we'll share that for the rest of our lives when we're another 10 years, another 10 years after that, when we all get together.